What's up, guys? I'm gonna start this video out with my little drawings of everyone, because I didn't feel like doing shoutouts. I guess that's good because my voice sounds like shit right now. I know I said that just drawings would be really shitty, but I'm surprised they actually turned out pretty good. I've got like I think 20 of them, so it'll be a while. My video topic for today is 10 things I think are awkward. 2 of them were already in my top 10 things I hate, I think. You might have heard these before, but yeah. The first thing that's awkward is when you see someone from the corner of your eye looking at you, then you look, and then you look away, you check again to see if they're looking at you still. Like half the time when this happens, the person's not even looking at me. So they're probably thinking, what the fuck is that kid looking at? The second thing that's awkward is thinking someone's waving at you, but they're actually waving at someone behind you. And you're like, ah, shit! Okay, the third thing that's awkward is when you have headphones on, but then someone wants to talk to you. Then you take them out and then talk to them, but then you're like, hey, I want to listen to my music, but I'm not sure if they still want to talk. So you're kind of hesitant to put your headphones back on. I usually just put them back on because I fucking love music. The fourth thing that's awkward is in class when your ringtone goes off your phone, because, you know, it's all quiet, and then just suddenly your ringtone goes off and starts blaring, and everyone looks in your direction. And then as you're trying to turn it off or answer the call, for some reason it's a lot harder to answer because you get nervous because everyone's watching you. Maybe that's just me, but yeah. The fifth thing that's awkward, and I hate this one so much, it doesn't happen with every phone, but when like you drop your phone when you're texting, and then the back battery case thing pops off, and then it sounds like it broke. Number 6 is when you go to class late, and then when you walk in, everyone just stares at you. When that happens, that's when I try to just keep my eyes facing straight forward and not look at anyone. The number 7th thing I think is awkward, you know how in some classes, like, it's usually like a science class, but the tables, it's assigned like for 2 people. I hate when the seats are really, really close together, because like, it'll feel like your legs are touching. But then if you move to like the side, then I'm like this, but if I move to the side, I'd feel like I'd be offending the other person, making them think they're gross or something, so I just don't move, but it's still awkward. Number 8, this is kind of like the first one, but it's when people just randomly stare at you. I remember a few days ago, I made a Facebook status about this actually, but I was at the Exchange Mall thing, and then I saw this kid looking at me. I looked away, and I looked back again to see if he was looking, and his whole family was looking. It was 3 people. A family of 3. It's fucking weird. The number 9 thing that's awkward is actually kind of funny too. When someone's told you a story before, but then they tell you it again, but they tell it like completely differently from how they originally told it. So the whole time you're thinking, what the fuck? My number 10 thing, and this is probably the one that happens to me the most. People have probably noticed me do this, but sometimes when I don't understand what someone says, I just say yeah, and it ends up being to something that yeah can't be an answer to, or to something where I wouldn't want to say yeah. Like I was getting a haircut one time, and the lady's like, you want short? I guess she said you want it short, but she had a really heavy accent, so I could barely tell what she said. So I said yeah, and I get my haircut. It's like super duper fucking short. The other situation is I had this one kid was asking me what page the math assignment was on. I was was just like, yeah. And then it was quiet for like 10 seconds. I felt him staring at me. I looked over. He's like, what page is it on? I was like, oh, sorry, man. Yeah, it was pretty fucking awkward. That was my top 10 awkward moments. If you liked my video or any of my other videos, show your friends because I'd like to get a little bit more views. Subscribe.